Let's talk about the emergence of one of the deadliest paramilitary groups in US history. I am, of course, talking about the Black Liberation Army, or BLA for short. This was a black nationalist paramilitary group that emerged from a split in the Black Panther Party around 1970. A faction of the party led by Eldridge Cleaver advocated for the start of a guerrilla war against the US government to pave the way for black liberation. They saw attacks on the Panthers by law enforcement as proof that legal methods could not work. A majority faction under the leadership of Huey Newton, the group's co founder, opposed this notion. Despite the disagreement, many Black Panther chapters already had clandestine formations ready to go. The idea of a guerrilla army had existed in the minds of black nationalists since the 1960s, and the Panthers' guidelines demanded that members serve in no military other than the Black Liberation Army. While the first incident attributed to the group took place on October 22, 1970, it wouldn't truly emerge until the following year in 1971. What became the BLA was never a centralized organization, rather, it was a collection of autonomous cells, although the most important of those cells would arise from the New York chapter of the Panthers. The feud within the party erupted into violence, resulting in the death of Robert Webb of the Cleaver faction and the retaliatory killing of Sam Napier of the Newton faction. No more feud killings would occur after Napier's death, but the BLA would truly emerge as an independent entity from this point on. Immediately, they began their guerrilla war. At first, they raised funds by robbing drug dealers, social clubs, and eventually banks. As a group of BLA militants prepared for one of these robberies on April 19, 1971, police approached and a shootout erupted. BLA member Harold Russell was killed and two policemen were wounded. Following Russell's death, the BLA was determined to avenge him and take their war to the police. On May 19th, that revenge would come. On that day, three BLA militants opened fire on a police car that was chasing them in Manhattan. Both officers inside were seriously wounded in the attack, which took place on Malcolm X's birthday. 2 days later, on May 21st, the BLA ambushed two NYPD officers near the Colonial Park housing complex in Harlem. The officers, Joseph Piagentini and Waverly Jones, were both killed in the attack, with Piagentini being shot 22 times. Communiques were sent to the media claiming responsibility for both attacks on behalf of the Black Liberation Army, the first time the name was used publicly by the group. Law enforcement and the media initially denied the BLA's existence, but the attacks would continue. Soon enough, people would realize that the BLA was very real. If you found this interesting, follow for more stories of America's underground.